and welcome to Bill Please, episode 105, brought to us by PAGCOR, Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, and Freshman Masculine Wash. Today is an important day. It's the EDSA People Power Revolution anniversary, February 25, 2026. It's a holiday, but it's a working holiday. I'm up here on the 20th floor of Golden Peak Hotel, Cebu City, and I'll be with you in this show till 10:30 today. Thank you very much for joining me. We are live on our Facebook page, 96.3 W Rock, also live on TikTok and on Instagram. EDSA People Power Revolution. It's one of the biggest stories in Philippine history, and today it's the 40th anniversary of this bloodless revolution. Where was I when during this very momentous event? 1986, February 25, I still remember I was still in high school. 1986, in the University of the Philippines, College, Cebu. I was there. I learned about this revolution, actually 4 days though, February 22, 23, 24, and 25. This non-violent resistance known as the EDSA People Power Revolution. I was too young to really analyze the news when I was 16 years old in 1986. Kalaang taon na gid ay. EDSA People Power Revolution. Today is its 40th anniversary, and this event holds a very special place in the hearts of many Filipinos as a reminder that a revolution can restore democracy in a country like our republic, the Philippines. Well, the story behind People Power anniversary traces back to events that occurred from February 22 to 25, 1986. So many people, I believe it was around 2 million, nearly 2 million people. And these are disillusioned people, mainly from urban Manila. They gathered along EDSA. That's the, EDSA actually is for the Epifanio de los Santos Avenue. We flashed here on our monitor the EDSA People Power Monument, which was actually designed and sculpted by a very prominent artist, and it was designed by artist Eduardo Castrillo, and it commemorates the 1986 People Power Revolution. That's the EDSA People Power Monument located in Quezon City, Philippines. Now, the major road called EDSA in Manila was the stage for crucial events that occurred during the revolution. 2 million people, almost 2 million people were protesting on this avenue at one point during this historical event. Many Filipinos consider today the holiday as historic and important because the revolution changed and reformed the political system of the Philippines. By the way, feel free to share us a memory of the EDSA People Power Revolution. If you were already an adult in 1986, share us your experience, your memories of that, and also you can give us your reactions and your comments. Of course, stars are very much welcome. Gotta say hello to somebody who is watching us on Instagram, Tyne Uncharted. Hi, DJ Billy. Makahappy makita jud ang akong gipaminaw pag high school days nya karon 40ish nako. Well, that's good. And thanks for always bringing a positive vibe to us. It's a pleasure of mine to do that, to give you positivity every day. From Facebook, we have to say hello to Venus Simbahon. Good morning, DJ Billy, watching from Mabini, Bohol. And TikTokers, hello to you, Grace Z, Bautis, Miley and Company, And win-win. Hi to Harry Ka sa class Suzuki and Emma Edrolev Rinmel and Jesus Abanio Jr. Did you know that yellow symbolizes the revolution? Dilaw, yellow, and is also the official color of the Laban political party. The L sign, yes, the upright forefinger, and of course this thumb, they raised this as a symbol of fight or Laban, formed by one's index finger and thumb, and the symbol of the Laban party and the people's defiance of the authoritarian government at the time of the revolution. The 1986 EDSA People Power Revolution was driven by a convergence of military defectors. Ito po yung mga taong nag-change ng political party, tumalikod sa kanilang mga beliefs, sa kanilang mga grupo, so they would side the opposing party. Meron din mga religious leaders na nag-join sa revolution, and many civilians like the students. Key figures included Defense Minister Juan Ponce Enrile. He is one of the key figures of the EDSA People Power Revolution, si Juan Ponce Enrile, at si AFP Vice Chief of Staff Fidel V. Ramos, who initiated the military revolt. Yes, tinalikuran po niya yung gobyerno para doon siya sa side sa mga nag-revolt. Cardinal Jaime Sin, or Jaime Cardinal Sin, mobilized the public, and Corazon Aquino, yung widow po, yung husband niyang si Dinoy, ay na-assassinate po sa isang airport, and Corazon Aquino became the symbolic leader and president of the country after the EDSA People Power Revolution. Inaugurated po na presidente ng Pilipinas si Cory sa February 25, ngayong araw na po, February 25, 1986, after being recognized as the rightful winner of the snap election. Another key figure, I mentioned Juan Ponce Enrile, minister po siya noon of the National Defense, who defected from the Marcos regime, and he barricaded himself in Camp Aguinaldo, igniting the uprising. Si Fidel Ramos naman, Armed Forces of the Philippines Vice Chief of Staff, nag-withdraw po siya ng support from Marcos, and sumali siya sa forces with Enrile doon po sa Camp Crame. Episode 105 topic is EDSA People Power Revolution, and we're celebrating this year the 40th anniversary of this famous revolt. Jaime Cardinal Sin, the Archbishop of Manila, he also played a very important role by broadcasting po sa Radio Veritas, and he called on Filipinos to support the rebels, yes, and protect them with their bodies. We can always go to the internet. Punta kayo sa Google, type there EDSA People Power Revolution, at makikita nyo po ang daming images po sa nangyari noong February 25 from 22nd to 25th of 1986. What about then Ferdinand Marcos, the president, the incumbent president, whose victory and refusal to step down triggered the massive protest? He was accused of, well, cheating in the elections. Fabian Ver, the AFP Chief of Staff and a key loyalist to Marcos, he ordered military action against the rebels. And there was also Mr. Boots Aquino, brother-in-law of Corazon Aquino. He helped mobilize the civilians to support Enrile and Ramos. And there was also Miss June Keithley, a radio personality who operated Radio Bandido, providing updates and morale boosts to the public after Radio Veritas was shut down. Welcome to Bill, please. Hello po to Venus Simbahon, good morning, and to Mamang Pokwang, who is watching this show on Facebook. Mamang Pokwang, maraming salamat po for viewing. Hello to Zay Talaro and also to JM Torres. Hi DJ Billy, watching here in Canada. Shout out po to my son, Santino Sebastian Torres. And from Facebook, Maine Nakpil, good morning DJ Billy, listening here from Bulacan. Maraming salamat, Maine. At ipagpapatuloy po natin yung ating topic, the EDSA People Power Revolution. And ngayon po ay ang 40th anniversary ng revolution ito. The revolt was much supported, heavily supported by many Filipinos from various sectors, from the clergy, mga activists, mga ordinary citizens, mga estudyante, mga ordinaryong mamamayan, especially doon sa Manila. Sila po ay sumali sa People Power Revolution. Magkaisa, la 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 la. Watching on Instagram, Sheila, and also to Sai Cart, and also to Teresi Tris. Jet Gonzalez, hi to you. Cheryl Anay, Melai Victorian, Shang Mayola, also to Coloricity Kill, and Annalene Ranchez, Lucy Tenorio 782, Mai Guapa, and Imelda Sebastian. Broadcasting live here on the 20th floor of Golden Peak Hotel, Cebu City, and this is Bill Police. Apat na araw, halos walang dugo ang dumalag. No blood was spilled during this People Power Revolution. Combination po yan ng mass grassroots at saka military mutiny, mass grassroots resistance, mga ordinary Filipino citizens at saka yung sa military. So anong resulta ng EDSA People Power Revolution na to? Well, we all know na it forced President Marcos and his family and their close friends and cronies to flee the Philippines so that they can exile in Hawaii. Although his family, particularly his wife Imelda, cronies would later reinsert themselves into mainstream Philippine society, and Marcos himself died in exile 1989. Alam niyo ba na si Cory Aquino, yung inay po ni Chris Aquino, pumunta siya ng Carmelite Monastery in Barangay Mabolo here in Cebu City. Yes, she was here on the evening of February 22nd, 1986. Cory po, nagtago dito for roughly 14 hours to escape the threats na galing po sa Marcos regime. And she was there at the monastery praying and fasting kasama yung mga nuns at the start of the EDSA People Power Revolution. Alam niyo ba, Cory Aquino, kasama niya si Chris dito, together with brother Jose Peping Cuanco in 1986, and later joined by opposition supporters. Pero kailan umalis sa monastery si Corazon Aquino? She left for Manila on February 23, 1986 to join the uprising. So Cory was here on February 22nd and umalis siya on the 23rd. This is Billy, and thank you so much for viewing. I will be back. We'll take a radio break, and I'll be back with episode 105 topic, EDSA People Power Revolution. Live break time is 10:14. But live pa rin po tayo sa Instagram and also on TikTok and Facebook. I was only 16 years old when this revolution took place in our country. High school student pala. February 25. I remember nabalitaan ko po ito when I was in the classroom. Sa University of the Philippines. And I could no longer remember the reactions that the teachers and our teachers and the school had when the revolution took place. So yun, batang-bata, 16 years old po si DJ Billy when this revolution was taking place. So yun, Marcoses, they were transported to Hawaii by the U.S. government, February 26, 1985, to avoid bloodshed. And they arrived there with millions of dollars in assets. Yun, dala-dala ng mga Marcos, millions of dollars in assets, including jewelry and certificates for gold bullion, which were seized by the U.S. Customs. The Marcos family initially stayed at Hickam Air Force Base, with the U.S. government bearing some costs. And the residences, the family moved into homes in Makiki Heights, Honolulu, owned by the close cronies of the Marcoses. TikTokers, hello RPT, Balladeer, Crizel, Yvonne, Milagros Eclari, hello po, Ronaline Ludovic, Nick Castro, and Shane Hart. Sa Facebook naman, hi, Sharina, watching from Olongapo City. Hello to my husband, and is this Arma? And my kids, Armina and Arshin from Shah Ejon. Maraming salamat. Sana mag-improve ang handwriting ng mga kasama ko dito. Hindi ko masyadong mabasa yung mga pangalan. Yes, EDSA People Power Revolution. Si Marcos, yung papa ni Bongbong Marcos, he died in 1989 po doon sa Honolulu, Hawaii at the age of 72. Namatay po ang ama ni BBM doon sa Honolulu at the age of 72. Pero ano pong sakit niya? He died due to cardiac arrest at St. Francis Medical Center following a long battle with kidney, lung, and heart diseases. Marami palang sakit. Si President Marcos, yung senior, kidney, lung, and heart diseases. And he had been hospitalized for nearly 10 months prior to his death. And his body was not immediately returned to the Philippines, but was preserved in a refrigerated crypt. Yes, in Hawaii for some time. A refrigerated crypt pagudi ay ang lawas ni President Marcos. And saan inilibing si President Marcos? Sa libingan ng mga bayani, Cemetery of Heroes in Taguig, Metro Manila. And his remains there were interred on November 18, 2016. Back here live on our Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, Bill Please, episode 105. And this is all about the EDSA People Power Revolution. You may ask your parents, anong nangyari? Anong na-remember nyo, ma, pa, sa EDSA People Power Revolution? Panahon po yun ni Cory Aquino. Corazon Aquino served as the 11th President of the Philippines from 1986 to 1992, transitioning the country to democracy after the People Power Revolution, which ousted Ferdinand Marcos. Balik tayo kay President Marcos Sr. Nailibing po siya sa libingan ng mga bayani in Taguig, Metro Manila. Also, his remains were interred there on November 18 of 2016. Following a controversial and surprise burial authorized by former President Rodrigo Duterte, ending decades of internment in a mausoleum in his hometown in Batac, Ilocos Norte. But there are people who would say na the 1986 People Power Revolution is an unfinished business. Because sabi ng ibang tao, the EDSA People Power Revolution, they say, failed to dismantle the entrenched political dynasties. Andyan pa rin yung mga pamilya-pamilya. Andyan pa rin daw ang corruption. I agree. And andyan pa rin ang systemic inequality, leading to the return of the Marcos family to power. Ang incumbent president po natin sa Pilipinas ay ang anak po na si Bongbong Marcos. One writer said, it has consistently been called a revolution, but this is a false characterization. Sabi ng isang writer, as EDSA does not have the elements of a revolution. There was no substantial restructuring of society, no change in the composition of the ruling elite, and no redistribution of economic and political power. And meron pang nagsabi na na-oversell po ang EDSA as a revolution. And this created the seeds of its own destruction. What can you say about this very unique revolution na nangyari po sa Pilipinas in 1986? Micaela Tangaro-Sadio, Facebook. Crizzle Yvonne, Marietta Subong, they're watching. Bill, please, on Facebook. Maraming salamat. Okay, let me now read. Gonna say hello to Cacao. Hello, Cacao. Marvin Abrigo from Fedel Mundo Medical Center, Rabs Baclaan. Good morning. Watching from Poblacion Pando, Cebu City. Maraming salamat po. Okay, this is topic 105. Before I proceed, let me say thank you to Anthony Tusi and also to Strobs Hodrial for promoting this show on our social media platforms. Thank you for promoting and for the artwork, Anthony and Strobs. Maraming salamat to Efrem Batobalonas, our chief technician, also to our ladies here, our staff, Nina Nilias and also Chrysler Seno. Thank you very much for helping me out here every Wednesday at 10. February 24 of every year is a special non-working holiday in Cebu, Kahapon, Cebu City Charter Day. It was a special non-working holiday. Pero ngayong araw na to, Pebrero 25, it's a special working holiday. May pumapasok pa rin sa paaralan, may pumapasok pa rin po sa opisina. This holiday became a law under Republic Act 7287 in March 1992. Ano po ang mga songs na inspire sa EDSA People Power Revolution? Let me mention one iconic song. Ito po ang Magkaisa. Magkaisa. Remember that, Nina? Yes. And that's the Tagalog for Unite. A 1986 Filipino pop song performed by Verna, Lisa, and composed by... Sino na-compose ng Magkaisa? Tito Soto. Also by Homer Flores and Ernie de la Peña. This is a composition by Tito Soto, Homer Flores, and Ernie de la Peña. Magkaisa. Its lyrics call Filipinos to come together, to rise above fear, and to believe in the power of peaceful action. To come together, to unite, to topple down governments, to bring in new inspiration. Aside naman sa Magkaisa, meron ding awitin, Handog ng Pilipino sa Mundo, composed and written by Jim Paredes of the Apo Hiking Society. Handog ng Pilipino sa Mundo, isang makasaysayang awitin na nilikha noong 1986, 2 months after the EDSA People Power Revolution. What do you think? Sa tingin nyo ba, magkakaroon ba tayo ng ganitong klaseng bloodless revolt or revolution in the future? I think that was a unique phenomenon for me. Parang hindi na yun babalik. But we can never tell. It may happen again if people become disillusioned, so dismayed that they will rise up against a government that is very oppressive. What do you think? Presidential elections are coming up, but sa 2028 pa, and I just hope that we Filipinos will get to choose the right leader for us. Sa buong Pilipinas, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. So yun. What else can I remember? Sa EDSA People Power Revolution in 1986. It was really a story which shook not only the country, but it became a headline sa mga newspapers, sa mga news sources sa buong mundo. So naging inspiration daw po ang Pilipinas when it comes to rising against oppressive regimes. Yes, kasi bloodless. Wala pong maraming taong namatay sa revolution ito. You can even see images of may mga tangke, may mga madre, nagdadala po ng mga rosary beads, nagdadala ng mga bulaklak, and they sang songs, they prayed, they fasted, they gathered sa EDSA, sa Epifanio de los Santos Avenue. They sang songs. They gathered themselves to boost the morale of Filipinos. But all this took place in Metro Manila. May nagsasabi po, sa Manila lang po yun. Pero hindi po yung nangyari yan sa Visayas or sa Mindanao. But again, malaking part po ng history. It's a momentous event sa kasaysayan po ng Pilipinas. Whether it's going to happen again, or maybe an event or phenomenon like that would ever take place in the future, we will never know. The important thing is that we continue to be vigilant. Dapat aware tayo sa ating mga paligid. Dapat updated din tayo sa mga pinagagawa po ng ating mga public servants. And we don't want this country to go further down the drain. We deserve to have a democracy that is preserved, and dapat each Filipino will be served well. Ma-meet po ang mga basic needs po ng mga kabataan at even sa mga seniors. Lahat po tayo. We deserve a country that has a democracy at wala pong oppresyon, walang krimen, walang korupsyon. But again, it's easier said than done. It's idealistic, but there's nothing impossible when we all pray together, when we all unite. Magkaisa po tayo, we have a sense of destiny po sa ating mga sarili. We should have a nationalistic spirit and outlook, and we should always consider that we are Filipinos and we can make a contribution sa pag-progress, sa pag-advance, sa pag-move forward ng ating bansa. Whatever your age may be, bata ka pa ba? Senior ka na ba? May kapansanan? Meron po tayong maiko-contribute sa ating bansa. And this episode 105 is brought to us again by our sponsors, Freshman Masculine Wash, and of course, PAGCOR, Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation. Thank you so much for listening and for viewing. Thank you for joining me on Bill Please. And gotta say hello and thank you and goodbye. God bless sa mga nanonood sa Instagram, TikTok, and also sa Facebook. Magbabalik po ang Bill Please next week, which is already the month of March. And God bless the Republic of the Philippines. Let's be united and let's pray for the good of this nation. Bye-bye.